Hello, the game has started and my opponent's opened with Vor. I have a great first rack. I have Postern, but do I have a bingo ending or beginning with A? Pronates? I can't see it. So Postern. Not a bad second rack. 3 A's. Not ideal, but the rest of the rack pretty good. Almost bananas if the R were an N. Opponent also bingo, so scores are more or less level. So I've got nab. What about bandars for 40? Yep, that's now I've got the Z, but I don't have a way of playing across, getting the Z to triple twice. Laz, Raz, nope, none of those are good. And Z, Z-I-E, lazy, razy, razzy if I had an E. So it doesn't look like I'll be able to do much there. What else can I do with the Z? I suppose I can play Zaz for 32. Not a great rack leave. Razure is good, onto an E, I think. Ruralize, that would be nice, onto an E. Ruralize. Almost when I saw the E I thought great, but no. Opponent takes out the hotspot and has me wondering now what to do. Do I just play Zaz and pick up some points? Or do I just play off? No, I think I've got to keep the score going. 32. Not great, but then the rack leave was pretty poor anyway. So not a surprise that I'm in this shape. Now Merle is good, I think. Merle. Does that play anywhere? Hayem is good. Merle. 17. Lemure, I don't think is. So not many opportunities on the board currently. The U, not the best of floaters. And I guess there's some parallel play next to postern. Opponent's play of lie. Does that help matters at all? Not really. Merle for 17. A little bit better as far as synergy goes. Pity I only have the one vowel to work with, but I should have some options here. Now there's 8A across for some scoring potential. Dishy as a 5, but EY no good. Dryish, that's a 6-letter word. Is that a word even though? And does the U give me anything with this lot? Dryish. $37, that'll do. Does give back some score at 8A across. Now, what have I got here? I have the out prefix. Outplate, perhaps? Noir. I have toff. That should score reasonably well. 27. Anything better? Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Outlay plus a Y. Wow, Tonalite, nice play by opponent. He bridges the gap, just 27 behind now. Got Yort. Looking at just YA for 28. Not a bad rack leaf. Some synergy going on there. But is there something I'm missing here? Not seeing it. I think I will go for the points. 28. And I've drawn a blank here, which is good. Out. Outboil. I don't think you can outboil someone. Out toil, perhaps? Pollution is a 9-letter word. That wouldn't work. I do have the shin prefix. Outbroil. No. Outfoil, maybe. I have the auto prefix. Auto. I guess if I got rid of OU, the rest of the rack pretty strong. OU up here for 12. Opponent also fishing maybe for a bingo, getting rid of just 2 letters. Yeah, I think we'll go with OU. It doesn't really take out any useful floaters. Now 20 consonants, 15 vowels, so fairly balanced. Yeah, I'm going with this. Draw the K. So I was hoping for something a little less clunky. Toolkit. Toolkit does not currently play. Which is a shame. Does noir take anything? I have the out prefix through the U. And I have the like prefix. Now opponent's play of sig doesn't really help me in any way. Apart from a play of maybe TO for 20. But OT is no good, so toolkit won't work there. What about a word ending in double OK? R looks semi-useful. Now I've got ink, but nothing going down. Okay, what to do? Maybe rock. K not overly helpful as a floater. And I still now have the out prefix with my remaining tiles. That's more like it. Kate lowers for 86, but it does create an X hotspot, as well as a Q hotspot. Ouch, and both of them are unseen, so that could easily cancel out the bingo. Wow, look at this. Opponent bingos takes a slender lead, and now I've got Olefiant. Wow. For 149. And I've drawn some clunky consonants, but I've got a decent lead here, so I should be fine. Cur takes an E. Curb is good as well, so Kaba would be great for 38. Wow. Hopefully that remains available. The R is still a useful floater. And apart from the J, Q and X, the rest of the pool pretty bingo-y with the blank there in the bag. Ouch, opponent takes my spot. Now what about a 6-letter play from A1 across? Not seeing it. I have above as a 5. Five tiles in the bag. Just not seeing any great plays now. I still have ABBA for a decent 32. I think I'll go ahead with that. Now, opponent's got the J, the Q. Well, not necessarily. He might have one of them. Oh, he's got the Q, yeah. So, don't think opponent's been going with the remaining tiles, but if the J is in the bag, could be bingoing. I think I'm safe though. What about courted? Or what about a 6-letter play? No, not seeing a 6-letter play. I think I'll go with courted for 26. Oh, this might give opponent a juicy play with the J through the E. Not crazy about that. I could just play chord, and that kind of takes out the R as a useful floater. Yeah, I think this looks okay. And pretty decent last rack. Vite is good, but it doesn't play anywhere. Oh, it does actually. Top C1 across white. Does it combine with the D? No. And what about the N? Okay, opponent's taken my spot. So what to do? Tivot, no. Avite, no. Wow, is there really no outplay? Evite is good, but that doesn't work. Okay, so I can't go out from what I can see, so I might just play Vi for 15. And opponent has grew, so he can't go out either. So what to do with the T? Final play, and I think wet and it looks okay. And that's the end of the game, 523 to 403. Thank my opponent. Let's see what we missed. Okay, let's go back to the start. So opponent had Gord, goes with Vor. Postern for 77 looks fine. A few other bingos there as well. And then opponent's got Unstaged for 61, looks good. And then, wow, there was a bingo, Saraband. Wow, look at that, 72 points. Haven't seen it before. Saraband. Okay, I went with Bandars. Hyrie for 28. Opponent went with Hay, taking out the hotspot. Reezers for 34. Ulzi, that looks alright. Ulzi for 32, getting rid of the U. I went with Zars for 32. And opponent's got just 1 pointers here and no good floaters to work with, so just gets rid of Li. Merle for 17 looks fine, and Val heavy for opponent goes with double E. Now I had Dryish for 37, but 47 on offer. Down the bottom left, wow, massive play and reasonably safe as well, as UH doesn't take anything. So that would have been the play. I was fixated on the hook of the double E hook and or the 8A across play that I didn't contemplate other positions on the board. That's a shame. And our opponent's got a decent rack, but again, no great floaters to work with. Goes with noir. Toff for 27 looks fine. Tonalite, nice find by opponent for a triple word score. Outlay for 27, Yar for 28. Now 2 blanks unseen, so outlay definitely better because of the tile turnover aspect, increasing the chances of drawing a blank. And then opponent's got this rack to deal with, a couple of duplicates. Goes with nat. Now, took a while here thinking of all the possible out words, and I just couldn't see one that worked, and there wasn't anything. Actually, OU simmed fairly high up there. OWO was slightly better. Yeah, nice little... I keep forgetting that UWU and OWO. That would have been a nice little play. Went with OU. Now Haymek for 15 with a great rack leave, but not a great score. Opponent went with Sig. Kiloton. There was another bingo there. And Lookist. I didn't know that was a thing. Lookist. But Kiloton... Lookist, yeah. Okay, so bit suboptimal there. Went with Rock. And Inferred for 84 opponent had, but went with Fendia for 78. Now that did give me the 9 timer. And glad to have spotted that, because it pretty much, at this stage of the game, to get a 9 timer when there are just 15 tiles in the bag, it's pretty much, when you're neck and neck and you're gifted with a 9 timer, it's hard for your opponent to really come back from that. And then the other ones were Kate Lowers that I'd previously mentioned, and a few others. Opponent's got some heavy hitting artillery here, but not much by way of flexibility. But there were some decent scores. 63 for fixed. Wow. Using the blank, of course, or fixes. Opponent went with keeping the Q. He wanted to get rid of, he went with fix there. And then ABBA for 32 was best. And now opponent dumps the Q for 11. And 2 bingos behind. It's pretty much just going through the motions. Couvert. That's quite nice actually, even though it gives it gives too easy a play through the O, so I don't like that. Overcut perhaps a bit better, but again, Jugum, Jugum. I don't know. Anyway, I went with Chord to keep it safe. He did actually have Jugum, if it's good. So then opponent goes with Jam. Wenge for 51. Where was that? Up there. Wenge. And any outplays? Nope. Dive was slightly better than Vi. opponent didn't have an outplay either, went with you, and then wet for 8 to go out, and that was the end of the game. Hope you enjoyed watching that game, and I will see you next time.